Alright, so I figured I would quickly fire off a little video here before I open the shop, showing off some more little hatchlings. Today we have some little Solomon Island mangrove monitor babies hatching. And these guys, there's 4 eggs in here. This is a smaller type of mangrove monitor. Oh, this one's crawling back into the egg. Look at this. This guy's crawling right back into the egg and out the other side. Yeah, so this is a smaller type, with the males only getting about 4 feet, and the females really less than 3 feet. Whereas some of the other mangrove monitor species from New Guinea and whatnot get a lot bigger. That's when you start getting that 5-foot range. Let's see if it can kind of. Sometimes it doesn't really like to focus on the like really heavily spotted stuff. But as you can see, they hatch out pretty big. The eggs are, you know, like the size of a chicken egg, something like that. A bunch of gross yolk hanging out of there. I find that these babies are focused. I find that these babies are not quite as bitey as, like, say, the baby quince monitors. At first, those baby quince monitors, they do not hesitate to bite. But in general, the quince monitors seem to tame down a bit better, whereas these mangroves are they're very shy little guys. And you can see they hatch out very heavily spotted, just black with yellow spots. And then as they start to grow, all those yellow spots will break up and they'll get a lot of like almost like white marbling in between the spots. So then by the time they're full grown, they end up having just kind of like a granity look with no real distinct pattern to them. But really cool, like if you want to talk about a little dinosaur, can't get much better than that. So there's one baby, you can see it's nice and closed up, there's no umbilical still hanging out, which you'll get sometimes. And these have been, there's another one. These guys have been incubating for 200 days at 85 degrees. And in my experience, it's always kind of been 180 to 200 days with the mangroves. So right off the hop, like within a few days, these guys will be eating crickets. I also feed them little bits of fish, shrimp, pinky mice. And you can see this is kind of cool. Lots of gross yolk hanging out of here. This little guy has busted out backwards. That's kind of neat. His face is probably peeking out of there somewhere. And we got number 4. That's a yolk. Number 4 is still curled up in the egg. I find these guys aren't really that hard to breed. You just have to set them up properly. Most monitor lizards are fairly particular about nesting though. It's like a chameleon but worse basically, because they also want a heated nest. Like I've had it, well, I've had it once in the past, like where I've got an egg-bound female because she didn't want to lay because the nest wasn't heated. But yeah, they're pretty cool. Like I said, they're not really biters. These baby mangroves, they're more. Um, Usually, when you pick up a baby mangrove, it'll crap on you first and then scratch you up. But good size. And yeah, same as I do with all the baby monitors when they hatch. Like these guys will just go into a typical setup. Usually, just because it's easy and I have a bunch of them set up, I'll put these guys in like a 40-gallon Exoterra. And yeah, they'll have plants, branches, substrate, big water dish. And they're literally just capable mini versions of the adults right off the bat. These Solomon Island guys don't like it quite as warm. Like I'll usually keep them, around 80 degrees, and then their basking spot as hatchlings will be like around 115. My adults, I give them a couple warmer areas, like 125. But yeah, really cool. And I've never held back any of the mangrove babies, but I've heard from a couple customers that the captive bred babies are quite easy to tame. As I look at himself thinking. Yeah, such a cool little lizard. But yeah, I just wanted to fire this out quickly before I open the store here, because I wanted to get them out of the egg container, just because it's such a small egg container. I don't want them scratching each other up. But yeah, what I'll do is for the day, like I'll put these guys in a snake rack, like in a tub on some moist paper towel. And then probably tomorrow, by the time these other two come out of their eggs, they'll be good to go, and I'll set them up in a little cage and then get them feeding within a couple days, and they will be good. And for anybody looking for mangroves, I think I have 2 older babies left. They're like 3 months old now. So shoot me a message if you're interested. But yeah, cool. Baby mangrove monitors.